I'm going to focus the thoughts on food because that's something that everyone can do, and regardless of how much money you have or how many resources that you have.
Good day, my name is David Fusco, and in this show, I'm going to talk about business, finance, and how to survive and thrive in this crazy environment that we're living in today. Welcome to my show.
Good day, everyone. My name is David Fusco, and today's April 15th, 2023, the traditional end of tax season, but because it's a weekend this year, the due date's actually April 18th. So for any of my tax clients worrying about things, no worry, we got you. Either you'll be done or on extension. That said, this is my continuing series of videos I'm going to put together for my clients, friends, family, and whoever else may come across this and this video shared with. As we know, the financial system's getting very interesting. We're all watching the news, and at least some of us are anyway, and we're seeing how things are getting a little crazy in the world. We're watching the U.S. and the Western world start to get into conflict with the BRICS nations, or a big chunk of the rest of the world. And that's been going on for some time, and things are accelerating and coming to a head. Decades ago, America was the primary manufacturer of the world, and we had everything going here. Well, we don't anymore, and things are starting to change. And one of the most important things in any financial world is, well, we're human beings and we're alive, and we need to keep the body alive. So it's nice to have money in the bank, and it's nice to have assets that you can play with, but you need to keep yourself healthy and alive and fed. With the way our system has been working over probably at least the last 20 plus years, whether it's a food store, a retailer of any sort, things are done on what's called just-in-time inventory. With just-in-time inventory, the stores bring in products based on, the formula that they've maintained and created by keeping track of people's purchasing habits, whether it's for, food products, clothing, or harder consumer goods like refrigerators and televisions. And so the stores don't want to maintain this inventory because they got to lay out a lot of cash. And if it's regarding food, there's perishability there. So they want to keep things moving quickly. Anybody over the last few decades that's been in any of the areas that have been affected by storms, like in Staten Island, New York here, Storm Sandy, and other areas of the country, the Katrina event, areas that get hit with hurricanes and tornadoes in Florida and the Midwest, have realized that, once the transportation system shuts down and trucks and boats can't really move around to get the products to the facilities, stores empty out really quick. Well, you could live a long time without an extra shirt. You could live plenty long without a brand new car. But it's not as easy to keep yourself and your family healthy and alive in case of food. Not too long ago, toilet paper became like the big thing, and suddenly the store's emptied of toilet paper. All right, well, not that it would be pleasant, but you can live without toilet paper. But you're not going to live without food. If you go back into my prior videos, I talked about how people from the older times, my parents, my grandparents, in their basements stored a lot of food. I mean, in my grandparents' basement, they had shelving units of all kinds of different food products. Not just that, they also knew how to take care of themselves and their families. And they were less reliant on the system. They had gardens. They had chickens, which gave them eggs, and if they wanted, I guess, meat. We've lost a lot of these skills, and we've become kind of like under the assumption that it's always going to be there, whatever that it might be. And again, if it's something that is not necessary, with it not being available, is not going to hurt you so much. But if it's something that is a requirement, like food, water, shelter, then it's a lot different. I'm going to focus the thoughts on food because that's something that everyone can do, and regardless of how much money you have or how many resources that you have. When you go into the stores, you buy a particular soup or whatever it is, buy more, and just start rotating them. The banks are pretty much giving you nothing in interest, and instead of having dollars sitting on a computer image on a bank's screen or in a brokerage account, maybe you should have real products sitting on your shelves, something that you can eat, something that you could trade in case things get difficult, that you can, get things that you might require, whatever that might be. So you really want to get yourself stocked up on food, and talk to your friends and family, especially the ones that are come knocking on your door in case there is a problem with getting food and things that are necessary for the continuation of life. I like to, sometimes at lunchtime or whatever, I hear people go, "Oh, I'm starving." We're not starving. None of us are starving. And I should say none, but in the general life of the world in America, no one's really starving. They're hungry. I was never truly starving, but in the military, I was on survival training for about almost 3 weeks. And being hungry is not a pleasant thing. And we never technically were starving, but when you're really hungry, you'll eat pretty much anything. And I've eaten bugs, berries, leaves, crawfish, turtles, whatever you could randomly scoop up as you're in the field. I'd rather not do that. So I'd rather go to the store now and buy extra products and whatnot. You could buy regular food. You could also go online, and there are plenty of places that sell long-term storage foods. That's nice stuff that you can buy them and forget them. It's more expensive. Water is extremely important, much more important than food. Now, you can't really store that much water. It takes up a lot of space and it's heavy. But what you can do is you can get things that will purify water. It's simple to find. We're still in the world of the internet and everything's live. You can get these things. There's something called Life Straw, which is a product that the United States and other Western world's people send to the poorer nations, that you literally could take this Life Straw thing, it's called, stick it in a muddy puddle of water and drink right out of it. Is that what you want to do? No. But you know what? If that's all you have, thank God, and you'll survive. Maybe if without water, you got 3 days of life, maybe 4 if you're lucky. Without food, you could probably last a month, maybe even a little more. Unpleasant, but you can last. So start thinking about things like that. Buy more. Understand that you're going to need to take care of those who choose not to take care of themselves now. And understand that as a community, it's more important to work together. So try to get those people that you're connected to online now in an agreement, and also storing things where you can also have a group that you could share and trade with. Start thinking about these things. If nothing bad in the world happens, hey, great. You got extra food in the house. You have the means to do other things. That extra food, as long as you're not going to be wasteful of it, you can, it's better than money in the bank. Food, as we know, has not really gone down in value. I think I mentioned it before. I had a buttered roll from the deli at $3.50. It was $1 a year ago. So it's very wise to start getting together, communicate. Don't be in fear. Right now, there's no need to allow yourself to be upset over what's going on. Focus on the things that you can do. Focus on the things that you can control. And when the turmoil happens, or if the turmoil happens, you'll have a better understanding of what you need to do and how you can get your group together, whatever it may be. So hope this is helpful to you, and thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone.